so much.
I went to D-League 3 times last year and once this year, and without that time, I definitely wouldn't be the player I am right now.
Sundayana Games continues to make things happen and make the most of his time on the floor.
The D-League, it's a great stepping stone to get to the NBA, get to work in your game.
I think that's why when certain guys get called up, they have success because they're used to playing against good guys, in the D-League. There's a lot of guys in this league that deserve to be in the NBA.
The NBA dream starts here at the 2012 Development League All-Star Game presented by 26 Seconds. We're at the Orange County Convention Center in Orlando, Florida as we continue our coverage of All-Star Weekend on NBA TV. Yes, it's NBA All-Star Jam Session. It's always the site of the Development League All-Star Game. The kids are here getting shots up. They're having fun. They're with their families. And we've got Marcus Blakely of the Sioux Falls Skyforce in his second D-League season, leading the Eastern squad. Leading the West, it's Andre Emmett of the Reno Bighorns, second in the D-League at 23.7 points per game. Now it's time to introduce Eric Jensen. He's the PA announcer for the Milwaukee Bucks, and here he is.
Who wants tickets?
Coaching today for the West, representing the Austin Toros, athletic trainer Nixon Dorvillian. Assistant coaches Taylor Jenkins and Alex Loy. And the head coach Brad Jones. Coaching today for the East, representing the Iowa Energy, athletic trainer Jeremy McMarish. Assistant coach Gene Cross and head coach Kevin Young. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get out of your seats and welcome our players for the 2012 NBA D-League All-Star Game, presented by 26 Seconds. First, let's meet the West team. A 6'3" guard from the Reno Bighorns, number 13, Mike Ahern. A 6'9" forward from the Los Angeles Defenders, number 34, Zach Andrews. At guard from the Austin Toros, 6 feet tall, number 9, Justin Dentman. A 6'3" guard from the Tulsa 66ers, number 11, Jerome Dyson. A 6'5" forward from the Reno Bighorns, number 15, Andre Emmett. .68 forward from the Los Angeles Defenders, number 24, Gerald Green. 6'7" forward from the Rio Grande Valley Vipers, number 18, Tyron Johnson. 6'8" forward from the Tulsa 66ers, number 33, Marcus Lewis. From the Austin Toros, a 6'9" forward, number 6, Leo Lyons. And a 6'5" guard from the Los Angeles Defenders, number 18, Elijah Millsap. And now, let's face the East team. A 6'5" forward from the Sioux Falls Skyforce, number 21, Marcus Blakely. from the Springfield Armor, a 6'4" guard, number 24, James Curry. A 6'6" guard from the Iowa Energy, number 17, Moses Iombe. At center from the Springfield Armor, 7 feet tall, number 21, Jeff Foote. A 6'10" center from the Sioux Falls Skyforce, number 24, Charles Garcia. From the Maine Red Claws, a 6'8" forward, number 23, Lawrence Hill. A 6'8" forward from the Fort Wayne Mad Ants, number 21, Darnell Lazar. A 6'2" guard from the Erie Bayhawks, number 9, Keith McLeod. From the Springfield Armorers, 6'2" guard, number 6, Jerry Smith. And a 6'6" forward from the Dakota Wizards, number 24, Edwin Ubeli. Let's hear it one more time, ladies and gentlemen. D-League All-Star.
All right, it is time to get it over to Jared Greenberg. He is standing by with the coaches for today's game.
Well, Rick, today's game is an all-star game, but it has some extra special meaning. For the last 3 years, Kevin Young was on Brad Jones' staff at Utah. So first, Coach, are you going to teach your former student a lesson today?
Well, you know, they have a very good team over in Iowa, and he's done a great job. And there's no doubt we better have better players because we're going to be out-coached.
Well, Coach Young, have you talked to your team about what strategy he's probably going to use today, maybe draw up some different type of defenses?
Yeah, I heard a few familiar calls yesterday when they were going through practice, so we might have some up our sleeve.
All right, fellas, best of luck today. Coach,
Thanks.
Coach, go get him. Rick, we go back courtside to you.
Jared, thank you very much. It's Rick Kamla, Dennis Scott, and Brent Barry. This is one of the highlights of All-Star Weekend. We love this event. It's all about finding diamonds in the rough. In the Open that we rolled in, Jeremy Lin was here in the Development League, and now, really the sensation that's rocking the NBA. And, fellas, let's talk about an interesting rule wrinkle for today's game. The shot clock will extend from 24 seconds to 26 seconds to drive awareness to the fact that a student drops out of high school every 26 seconds in America. The goal of 26 seconds, a State Farm public awareness campaign, is to increase the high school graduation rate. There are 2 20-minute halves here in the Development League All-Star game, and at halftime, you're not going to want to leave. Just put the remote down and get the sandwich later on, okay? Because we've got Dream Factory Dunk Contest presented by Hire. Yes, a dunk contest at halftime. It doesn't get much better than that.
No, it's going to be really exciting, Rick. We always see something in the D-League that competes with what the big boys do on All-Star Saturday night. So we might go viral with something like that before we get to the big show tonight, 3D.
No, I agree with you 1,000% partner. If you're at home right now and if you're a dreamer or if you dream a lot, these guys right here dream every day, to your point, Brent, to get to the big boys, to have a chance to show what they got.
And one interesting point, Rick, about the 26-second shot clock is it could have been like a 13-second campaign. I mean, that would have been bad for our country, but we're not going to have to worry about the shot clock in the D-League All-Star game.
That's a very good point by you. And we take a look at the starting lineups for the East. It is Jerry Smith, Moses Iombe, Darnell Lazar, Edwin Ubeli, and Jeff Foote. For the West, it's Justin Dentman, Jerome Dyson, Gerald Green, Marcus Lewis, and Leo Lyons. And we are just about set for the opening tip of the 2012 NBA Development League All-Star Game presented by 26 seconds, and we're underway. And here is Ubeli, had it knocked away, but he's going right back at the rim. The reverse is off.
Uh-oh, Gerald Green.
And Gerald Green rocks the rim for the first basket of this All-Star game. He won the dunk contest back in 2007 on All-Star Saturday night.
And in case you forgot, folks, he just reminded us that he has hops.
And it also that anybody can win the dunk contest.
Cupcake not included with that jam right there.
Awesome. That was awesome.
That was nice.
Jerry Smith with the rock. Off to Ubiles, down to Jeff Foote. Out of bounds, and we'll keep it right here. Another look at Gerald Green in his third D-League season, getting way up.
And way out from the lane as well.
Darnell Lazar with the first basket for the Eastern Conference All-Stars. And this is Justin Dentman. Fantastic young player, 26 years old, second D-League season. One of the top point guards in the Development League. Bad pass right there. Marcus Lewis on the board.
Nice move, little shimmy shake down low, little baby hook.
Really nice patience, too, against the taller Foote there to work him and make sure he's off balance so he can't block the shot.
Jerry Smith off with the shot. Back comes Dentman. Had a hard time finding the handle. Off to his teammate for the Austin Toros, but it's picked off by Jerry Smith. Three ball is up by Ahambe and off. Rebound to Lazar. Ubiles. Nice move, drew the foul, looking for the and one. No, but a couple of free throws for Edwin Ubiles in his first Development League season. 25 years old, 6'6", 204, four-year player at Siena.
Well, you believe you have to realize when you're in this All-Star game, you got to show your scouts what you can do, but also you want to stay under control. I thought that was a strong move, Brent, to the basket.
Yeah, great inside-out dribble with the right hand, finding his way to the middle of the court. And in these kind of games, because defense does not become a priority until late in the game when the guys get competitive, the middle of the lane usually wide open.
That's right.
Including players that are now in the NBA or maybe have moved on from the Development League and the Development League. Ubiles is 15th in scoring at 20.3 points per game. Misses both free throws, but it's out of bounds, and the East will retain possession. Down by 2, 18-19 to go in the first half. Ubiles to Lazar. And back comes the West with Dentman. Head up, pulling up for three. Splash.
Oh, that's a money ball in transition. Nice focus on that shot.
Talking to Alex Lloyd, the assistant coach over there for Dentman's team, and saying this guy is a shot maker, a scoring point guard, very strong with the basketball. You saw his three-point range on that play.
Jeff Foote was short with that shot. Here's Jerome Dyson. Oh, the no-look alley-oop to Gerald Green.
Oh, I talked about dreaming, and Gerald Green is still dreaming with the stars, Brent.
Boy, Brent, Ubiles came here to get some shots up, didn't he?
Yes, he did. We see him with some attempts early, and here's Dentman again behind the arc. Just short.
Foote with the rebound, but it's picked off by Dentman.
Look out.
He no-looks it. Ah, the jam is missed right there by Leo Lyons. Nice setup by Dentman. Jerry Smith to Ubiles, and that's more like it. Get to the cup.
Get to the cup, live by the rim, get the easy shots.
You believe he can fly?
Yes, I believe he can fly.
The Dakota Wizards uniforms have a very familiar look, Bones. Looks like that Bay Area team, the Warriors.
I'm going to see if I can get in there and try and get those shorts after the game.
Marcus Lewis, the reverse layup. And the West leads 11-4. Jerry Smith all the way to the rack.
Oh, I like that move. Under control, saw the defense coming, used the rim nicely to finish the play.
Justin Dentman out to Green. And back comes Smith for the East. Pulled up, faked the shot. And Ahambe says, why not?
So why not? You give me this easy 5-footer, got to knock it down.
Bones, why was he even reluctant for a second right there? That was all him.
I don't understand how you're at the D-League game. You get the ball really for the first time in the position to score, and you aren't looking to do it.
Right.
Marcus Lewis off to his Tulsa 66ers teammate Jerome Dyson for three.
Jerome Dyson, improved jump shooter coming out of Connecticut. You can get to the basket, but now he's working on his jump shot.
Smith to Ubiles on the baseline, reverses at home. Nice move.
Really
Really nice long strides, Ubiles. You can see the athletic ability certainly there.
Oh, nice spin by Lyons.
Lyons got stuck in the air that time.
It was tips and over and back. Gerald Green says, why not? Ubiles laid off of him, but he missed the shot. Darnell Lazar said, I don't want it. Jerry, you take it. Back to Lazar. He's driving, knocked away by Lewis, and a foul. 15:31 to go in the first half here in the 2012 NBA Development League All-Star Game. West on top by 4. And Ubiles looked reluctant to go over there and inbound the ball. I'm guessing because he wants it.
He wants to put it up. He said, I'm trying to get my numbers.
And he passed it and, of course, didn't get it back. Jerry Smith off with the shot and the rebound to Lewis. Gerald Green handles, driving, spinning, knocked away in a foul on Jeff Foote.
You know what, guys? Gerald Green is such a freak of nature athlete that so much came to him so easy, Brent, coming out of high school. And I think sometimes the game, he has to slow down a little bit and realize that you'll be able to jump over people whenever you want to. Just let the game come to you.
Well, just a lot of questions about really what does Gerald Green do best. We know athletically he's able to compete with some of the greatest in the game and has had stints, but so many other nuances and parts of the game of basketball that if you could become a specialist and stand out in one area, I mean, you think about with his length and the way he moves on the floor, 3D, could be an incredible defensive stopper if committed to that end of the court, but not something that he's ever embraced in his career.
That's a great point.
There are 10 players per side here for the East and West in this D-League All-Star Game. In the West, once Gerald Green makes this free throw in the next dead ball, they'll sub him out, so it will be a 5-for-5 switch by Western coach Brad Jones. Gerald Green on that free throw gets to stay in the game, which I'm guessing is just fine with him. This is Jameson Curry of the Springfield Armor, not shy and off with that shot, and it'll go over to the West. And checking into the game for Gerald Green is his teammate on the LA Defenders, Zach Andrews. That man right there. Look at that physique. Terrific rebounder, shot blocker, very active player. And this is Blake Ahern of the Reno Bighorns. He was the MVP in the D-League All-Star Game a couple of years ago. Second appearance in the Development League All-Star Game. Ahern off with that three. It was short. Rebound to Jameson Curry. One of 3 Springfield Armor players in this game. Jerry Smith down to Marcus Blakely. Rebounded by Zach Andrews. Off the leg of Jerry Smith. And the West will have the rock when we return. And the West leads by 6. One more look at this fantastic play. The no-look pass and the throwdown by Gerald Green. This is the D-League All-Star Game. Don't go anywhere. Of the D-League All-Star Game in one Development League appearance this year with the Erie Bayhawks. Sensation Jeremy Lin had a triple-double. And if you go to dleague.com, you will see that Jeremy Lin still leads the NBA Development League in scoring at 28 points per game. And of course, Jeremy Lin, aided by his time in the Development League, now rocking it for the New York Knicks. Their starting point guard of the present and future. And we've got diamonds in the rough right here on NBA TV. Rick Hamlin, Dennis Scott, and Brent Berry. Zach Andrews got away with a travel. Missed the shot. Rebound comes out to him. And he's going to drive. And he is fouled. No continuation. Fellas, I'm guessing Elijah Millsap in the corner down there was like, yo, I'm the scorer.
He's like, wait a minute, I'm open.
Slip me the rock.
But Andrew said, wait a minute, I'm a live wire. I want to get in there and bang and mix some things up.
The LA Defenders having a marvelous season. Best record in the development league at 26-10. Millsap was cut off out to Ahern. Long with that three. He was short on the first, long on the second. Bones, I'm guessing the third will be right through.
Well, hopefully he'll get a few more attempts. I mean, Blake obviously trying to do some things to set the table here. Knows that there's an opportunity in the league to be a good backup point guard. Spurs have had him in camp before. He's had some stints. Like to get back up to the big leagues.
Well, it wasn't clean, but it still counts for 2 on the alley-oop to Marcus Blakely.
2 points, 2 points.
And the West on top, 16-12. Andre Emmett recently called up to the New Jersey Nets, and as we spoke about off air before the game, that dude gets buckets.
He gets buckets. He can play. Strong body. Love his focus, and I'm sure he'll get another opportunity after the break.
Bones, Lawrence Hill is a big man that can step out and hit that three.
Yeah, really nice form there. You see he had his feet set, ready for that ball to get out to him at the three-point line. Really nice arc on it, too, right through the net.
Elijah Millsap takes it, misses it. Rebound to Zach Andrews.
And Elijah, no relation to Paul Millsap for our NBA followers. Otherwise, he'd be in there rebounding and getting dirty.
Andre Emmett fading, missing. Zach Andrews tried to go over Blakely for that rebound and missed. James on Curry back to the east. They trail by 3. Curry driving on Millsap. Try a little bounce pass to Blakely, but it's picked off. Back comes Andrews for the West. Ahern up to Andrews. Oh, Andrews and Emmett thought that alley-oop pass was for them.
They communicate. They both won. There you go, Andrews.
Beautiful wrap-around pass to Zach Andrews for the flush. Bones, Zach Andrews has an NBA body.
Well, it might be too big. It just might be. He moves, obviously, he moves athletically, but it isn't fluid, as fluid as you would think, but he is a big body that can get up at the rim.
That was almost the rare dunk your teammate into the rim.
Well, if you communicate, each guy put a hand on the ball and both of you dunk it.
And you think about that, it sounds weird that sometimes guys would want to get smaller or have less muscle mass. But take a look at what Kevin Love decided to do in the offseason to try to trim down and try to refine some of his things to be a little bit lighter, to be able to move a little bit faster. Zach looks like one of those guys. He's built like that, but maybe too big.
That was Keith McLeod at the line, fouled on the 3 in his 3rd development league season. 4 years in the NBA. Minnesota, Utah, Golden State, and Indiana. And back comes the East. Strong move by Charles Garcia, and that is a goaltending call. Did you see the big man handle the rock right there?
Handle it very well. I mean, you're a scout. Now you know you can have a guy that can, from time to time, get the ball over the timeline for you to save you a possession.
Charles Garcia, in his 2nd development league season, last year split between Iowa and Utah. This year with Sioux Falls. He and Marcus Blakely representing the Skyforce here in the All-Star game. And that tip is won by Zach Andrews. And here's Elijah Millsap putting it in softly.
Very nice. It's one of the dunk that he realized he was fading away a little bit.
Blakely, and that's a goaltending violation.
Going to make sure we can tell Zach that he can't play for both teams at the same time. two goaltend violations in a row, the jump ball situation. Blake will have a chit chat with him about that.
And that is Andre Emmett for 3. So is Zach Andrews the proverbial player that keeps both teams in the game?
Well, he's definitely been the 6th man for the other team.
Keith McLeod can't get it. Rebound taken by Lawrence Hill, and it's picked off. Nice steal by Zach Andrews. And then Lawrence Hill knocks it away from behind.
Well, Zach has to understand, get the rebound, give it to the point guard, run the lane, and you can finish.
Charles Garcia is feeling with the handle, lost the handle, down on the floor. That was Zach Andrews diving for it. We told you he's active. James on Curry didn't like it. Asks the pick, comes off of it. Oh, and a nice feed to Marcus Blakely.
Oh, very nice. Not selling for the jump shot, cutting back door.
A nice pass by Curry, but on that pick and roll situation, just subtle things, Rick. You cannot pick the ball up on the dribble right there and put yourself in a situation where nowhere to go with it.
Guys, that was a terrific low bounce pass by Blake Ahern, and Johnson throws it down. That's Tyren Johnson of the Rio Grande Valley Vipers. James on Curry with the rock. He was drafted by the Chicago Bulls, 51st overall in 2007. Zach Andrews making another defensive play. Ahern. Back to Emmett. Reno to Reno. Emmett tried to go off the backboard to himself, and he'll get to the line with a pair of free throws.
Well, Emmett trying to give the crowd something nice. But I think he'll understand that Blake Ahern did an excellent job setting him up. He'll play just a great backdoor cut right there, Rick.
Bones, I liked how Blakely kind of twisted in the air right there. Was that a 180 from Blakely?
Well, let's call it 100 degrees.
I understand.
Almost hit.
Millsap off with the shot. That comes the East. Curry shovels to Blakely, and he's at it again.
Well, Blakely's smart. Stay around the rim. Got a point guard in there who's willing to share the basketball. He's got to finish it.
And Stephon Curry maybe watching Ricky Rubio in last night's game with some of the ball handling wizardry that he showed us.
Blake Ahern with a no-look to Zach Andrews, does not have the soft touch, and the rebound is snatched by point guard Jamison Curry. Caught up in the air a little bit, and he turns it over.
Oh, here we go.
Zach Andrews to Andre Emmett. Bounces to himself, spins and misses the jam. A little bit too much mustard on that hot dog. Lawrence Hill for three. No.
Lawrence Hill reminds me a lot of Channing Frye, just in terms of his stature, his shooting stroke. Looks like he's very comfortable to step out there. Suns always in need of a shooter.
That's right.
Beautiful play. Big horn to big horn. Ahern to Emmett. Emmett was real smooth on that shot.
Yeah, took his time, finished the play.
McLeod behind the back to Blakely, and Bones a couple of jams. Now he's feeling it from three.
Yeah, I like the step back there. Good balance. Rocking a little bit of the Martell Webster.
Yes. Who's do you like better? Martell's a little.
It's a little more contained.
I was going to say, Martell's is a little funkier, isn't it?
Yes, wow, you mean?
Beautiful ball fake and the jam by Marcus Blakely. The West leads by
6-2.
A three-point lead for the West with 9:07 to go in the D-League All-Star Game. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Orlando. I'm Jared Greenberg with Dan Reed in his 5th year as president of the D-League, and you got to be boasting with pride. Look at this place. Great game and a full house.
Oh, we're thrilled to have this. This is a great showcase for our league. Over 20% of players now in the NBA have experience playing in the NBA D-League, and half of these guys playing tonight will be in the NBA within a year if past stats hold. So it's an amazing showcase, and we got a sellout crowd.
And now you've really gotten to the point where you're getting a lot of single-team affiliates. You have 9 of them. I would assume your goal is to increase that. And how important are those single-team affiliates?
Those are very important. We had 5 NBA teams buy into their own NBA D-League team just this summer. And what they bring, the expertise, they help us with talent. They put a better product on the floor, and they use the system more, including the Knicks, for example, are one of the teams that bought in and have that single affiliation. And they used to send this kid named Jeremy Lin to play for the Erie Bayhawks, and you know where that went.
NBA TV broadcast, we've hit our status quo with getting a Jeremy Lin reference, and we appreciate that. No, but you're a Harvard business guy, so I would assume there's a little extra pride factor with you there, seeing Jeremy succeed.
Jeremy's success is amazing for us, but he's really the most recognizable face of 96 other players in the NBA who have a similar story as him. Maybe they didn't quite hit the same heights that he has yet, but it really speaks to the increased exposure that we're getting as a league, and it allows the common fan to really understand what this league is all about and how great the talent is in our league.
As we send it back to the table, is there any chance that you can find 2 more spots in this league for 2 guys who just want to stand and shoot, Dennis Scott and Brent Barry?
You know, we do have open tryouts all summer, so I'll make sure I'll go to the table and let those guys know when those are.
Fellas, I'm setting you up.
I love it. And Gerald Green misses the jam. Jared and Dan, thank you very much. It's Rick Kamla, Dennis Scott, and Brent Barry. And we're joined now courtside by the general manager of the Houston Rockets, Daryl Morey, as Moses Ihambe hits the 3. Daryl, let's talk about the single team affiliation setup between your team, the Houston Rockets, and the Rio Grande Valley Vipers. That pipeline has been very successful the past couple of years, hasn't it?
Yeah, we were the first team to do it. We've got a great hybrid model where we run the basketball and the Vipers run the business side, and it's worked great. I never missed a D-League All-Star game. It's better than the actual All-Star game. Maybe that's because they didn't have Kyle Lowry in the game tomorrow.
And it's a lot less expensive to come here and watch this game, too.
That's part of it. Well, we already know who the stars are in that game. This is the game where you see the future stars.
Daryl, what about the dynamic this year in the shortened season with the D-League and how the NBA ball clubs are looking at bringing in guys? Is there something that makes it different and a little bit more difficult for guys to be called up?
I think it actually helps just because, there's been more injuries and, using depth is really important. So we've had great talented players. Marcus Morris has been down there. We've had Greg Smith got called up by us. Damian Saunders, the guy who could get called up. Ben Uzo on our team got called up. Tyron Johnson's in this game. I mean, it's, I think the D-League players are really high-quality players that could be at the end of most NBA benches.
Well, Daryl, how tough is it when you see a guy play in the D-League where his skill set may be one thing and he gets out there and he tries to do something else? Do you try to talk to that player and say, hey, stay in your lane, do what you do, and maybe work on the other things?
Well, we talk to players who say, look, you've got to be elite or near elite at something to get on it, to give a reason for a coach to play you. And once you're out there, then you might be able to show other things off. If you're a big, you got to rebound, defend, show you can do that first. Then you can maybe show you got some offense. If you're a shooter, you got to be able to shoot and make shots when you're called upon. So you got to be good at one thing first and then grow from there.
Darryl, I want you to tell us how much of this game, this Development League All-Star game, for you is entertainment and just enjoying basketball, and how much of it is scouting these guys?
I think for All-Star games, this might be the best one out there because these guys play hard. They're still trying to prove something and make the league. Whereas you see a lot of All-Star games or charity games, people are just trying to do just razzle-dazzle. These guys are still trying to show something. You got Mitch Kupchak's here. I bet a bunch of other NBA GMs are here. I haven't had a chance to walk around. And, this is a game where people really can see the future stars of the league.
And they also don't have to be here because, Daryl, we do cover this live on NBA TV, so you could be just about anywhere and get a chance to watch these young, talented athletes.
Absolutely. Or I bet you can get it on your Android phone, streaming with like the new FutureCast. That's right.
So, Daryl, I want to ask you about that. Look at Gerald Green, the catch and the miss. It was a spectacular miss by Gerald. Daryl, talk about scouting and watching players and making a determination on a player, seeing them live and then seeing them on TV or on your iPad or something like that. How much of an advantage is it to see them here in person?
I think the volume is what's important. So seeing on video a lot is very important, but you want to see them live once or twice just to get a sense of their body, a sense of their demeanor, a sense of how they interact with the coaches. So I think seeing them live once or twice is important, but we're big on volume and the quality and watching a lot of a player if you really want to get to know them.
There's so many things about a player's character that you just cannot see in a television broadcast. The way they handle themselves in timeouts or after substitutions, how much they engage with their teammates, how much communication do they have off the floor. Those are vital skills.
Even warm-ups. You watch a Ray Allen warm-up, that's going to be pretty different than most players in the league. And a lot of these D-Leaguers have a really strong routine, and they're going to keep getting better.
Gerald Green.
Yeah. Speaking of better.
Gerald Green, obviously I was with the Celtics when we drafted him, and it looks like he's making a real strong comeback in his career, which is really great to see. And I think that's, we just got a guy, Derek Character, on our Vipers team. Used to be one of the top high school guys in the country, and he's making his way back to the league through the Vipers right now.
Well, he had a great summer with 2 summers ago with Ebanks in Vegas, and had a chance to watch both of those players with the Laker organization. So guys continuing to work at it and just keep fighting for opportunities, because we know what can happen over the past couple of weeks when somebody gets an opportunity.
By the way, don't let Dan Reed take credit for Jeremy Lin at Harvard Business School. Harvard Business School has nothing to do with Harvard College. Much harder to get into, so don't give Dan Reed any credit on that one.
Daryl Morey, general manager of the Houston Rockets, joining us here. The West on top, 42-40, 3:58 left in the first half, and Jerry Smith, a point guard, rising and shining here in Orlando.
He went down the lane and said, "This is my name, Mr. Smith," to the rim.
6'2", 190, and he grew by leaps and bounds on that play, 3D.
Yes, sir.
Daryl, thank you so much for joining us here. Enjoy the rest of All-Star Weekend.
Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Daryl Morey, GM of the Rockets. We're coming right back in a tie D-League All-Star game. NBA Development League All-Star game. Gerald Green. 1 dunk, 2 dunks. And he had another one in there too. And coming up at halftime of this very game, we've got Dream Factory Dunk Contest presented by Hire. Yes, a dunk contest at halftime. Don't go anywhere after 3:54 remaining in this first half, because we've got the NBA Development League Dunk Contest coming your way.
And Gerald Green not in that dunk contest.
Amazingly.
But we're scoring him during the game.
Yes, we are. And so far, he's making a bid for All-Star MVP. Gerald Green with 8 points, 3 of 6 from the floor. The leading scorer is Marcus Blakely with 11. Moses Ahambe has 10. And that is Andre Emmett. The combatants in the dunk contest, Zach Andrews, who we're watching out here, Osiris Eldridge, Chris Roberts, and L.D. Williams. Can't wait for that.
Well, Brent made it such an excellent point earlier. We were showing Gerald Green's dunk. For all those athletic people at home, the athleticism, all the exciting plays can get you there, but you have to have the fundamentals to keep you there.
For the West, they've got a couple of defenders and a couple of bighorns, and there are the two bighorns collaborating on a noisy hoop. Ahern to Emmett.
A great ATO, call that after timeout play. They come out, draw up the play, and get the back pick for Emmett. He gets up, and Blake Ahern sets up his teammate nicely.
Charles Garcia and Marcus Blakely, a couple of Skyforce players out there for the East. James on Curry. Nice dribble move. The handoff to Garcia, and he flushes it.
Nice play, Garcia getting into the paint, showing his athleticism.
Better get back on D with Andre Emmett out there.
Live wire.
He's driving on McLeod, and it's stolen by the veteran, the 33-year-old Keith McLeod. He pulls up for 3. In and out. Lawrence Hill out to James on Curry, and he was out of bounds.
Tough in the corner, not much room to work with. You see most of those out-of-bounds violations happen with good shooters when they don't know where their feet are. Not much space between the sideline and that three-point line, 3D. Although you never did that. You knew exactly.
I know exactly
where that line.
Ahern can play, man. That was a sweet dime to Zach Andrews.
Well, hopefully Blake will get another opportunity. Heady player, makes winning decisions. Of course, we know he has a nice shot.
Charles Garcia tried to keep it alive. Rebound taken and lost by Andrews. Saved by Hill to McLeod. Guarded tightly by Andre Emmett. Ahern's been in the NBA a couple of times with the Miami Heat and San Antonio Spurs. James on Curry splashes it.
Very nice shot. Curry's had a pretty good game here today.
Blake Ahern faked the pass. Here's Millsap scoring. And earlier in the broadcast, Bones, you were so incredibly sarcastic that it sounded like Millsap was not related to Paul.
Well, I was hoping,
of course he is.
Yes, I was hoping 3D would back me up and say something like, Brett, he is. But I would say, not in the way they play. I apologize to our viewing audience for that.
Ladies and gentlemen watching on NBA TV, that's Keith McLeod for 3. Our man Brent Barry is one of the best deadpanners of all time.
And sometimes it's just dead. I mean, and that one was one of them.
East on top by 1. Ahern keeping the dribble alive beautifully. Out to Tyron Johnson.
A little too much on that one.
Yes, sir. McLeod back to the east. Off to James on Curry. Back to McLeod. A couple of point guards working and turning it over. Here's Millsap. Back to the west.
Oh, you mean Millsap, Paul's brother?
Yes.
Okay.
A little one.
Yeah, okay.
Tyron Johnson active underneath. Out to Zach Andrews. He's going someplace in a hurry, and he throws it down viciously.
And it's strange to watch him move. I mean, a great dunk, but it's almost unathletic athleticism. That makes no sense, except if you've watched fluid players play before. But no doubt a physical body.
How does a guy like him get more fluid? Or is that not possible, Bones?
I don't think that you can teach that sort of fluidity. I mean, athletes are made the way they are, and that's just the way that Zach moves around. It doesn't mean he can't get the spots and do the things that he does on the floor. It's just a different way in which he moves.
Dennis, Millsap looked down at his feet to make sure he was behind the line and then hit the shot. Usually you see a guy miss when he has to look down, right?
Yeah, normally you do. And to Brent's point earlier, most shooters, you know where you are, especially with that three-point line.
Approaching 30 seconds to go in the first half. Curry to Lawrence Hill. Left-handed layup attempt wouldn't go. Marcus Blakely.
Marcus Blakely is living on the rim in the first half here. 4 dunks for him now?
At least.
See if Blake can set the table here as the point guard with 15 seconds to go in the first half. See if they can get a good quality shot on this possession.
The 26-second shot clock is off. We're under 10 seconds to go in the first half. Ahern still with the dribble, guarded by Garcia and fouled by Garcia.
Good decision by Blake there. He saw the switch. The big man came out on him. He went at the high foot, put the ball in his left hand. Quick reach-in foul. They'll retain possession.
Side out of bounds for the West. Johnson tried to lob it into Millsap. Great pass. And Elijah Millsap is fouled.
It's a good job by Millsap waiting for the ball to get a little closer, shielding off his man for the catch.
So it will be Elijah Millsap at the free throw line. 24-year-old out of Alabama, Birmingham. Spent the preseason before this year with the Los Angeles Lakers. The 2010 Summer League. He's with the Detroit Pistons. Second year in the Development League. First with the LA Defenders. I like Millsap. I think he's a nice young player.
Yeah, I think it's going to just take some time to figure out, like Daryl was talking about, what do you specialize in? And with this shortened season, there wasn't a chance for these guys to get looked at like they would in a regular NBA year.
And that is a foul on Blakely by Blake Ahern with 2.3 to go in the first half. That was a nice aggressive pass up court right there.
No question about it. Coaches always tell you, match up on the line. The shooter's your man, cross match. That play, guys fell asleep.
Well, as smart as that pass was, if this is not a bonus situation, a really good foul by Blake Ahern, there was trouble ahead for him, maybe a potential dunk. But it looks like there is a bonus situation here. Oh, they go clear path.
Clear path call. We'll send Marcus Blakely to the free throw line, and then the East will have another possession with 2.3 to go. And I'm hoping that Kevin Young, head coach for the Eastern squad. Wow, did Blakely just miss that pattern?
Yeah.
I believe he did.
He built the house on that one.
Kevin Young, head coach for the Eastern squad. I'd like to see a timeout right here. I love this. I love the setup. As you just said, the ATO. Why not? You can't carry over your timeouts to the second half.
Maybe so, or maybe he's very excited as we are about the dunk contest and wants to get right to it.
Blakely. The alley-oop. Oh, what a play. Skyforce to Skyforce for the deuce. That was Charles Garcia, and Ahern got it off. It'll go.
The bank is open for the D-League All-Star Game. The Dream Factory, baby. Here we go. The money ball off the glass.
Great shot by Blake Ahern, leading to some momentum and some excitement for the halftime slam dunk competition.
Blake Ahern won the three-point contest.
Look at him.
For the D-League back in 2009, but he didn't have to make shots from the timeline.
Well, he said the bank is open on Saturday afternoon.
Well, that was an entertaining, exciting first half, and we've got Jared Greenberg right now with slam dunking Gerald Green.
Well, Gerald, an exciting first half. You have 8 points, almost halfway to your season total of about 19 per game. How you feeling out there?
I feel good, man. Excited to see, good basketball. Development league is a real good league for this league, and I'm excited to be here and excited to be playing with this good group of guys.
Well, you got a packed house here. You got anything in store for us for this second half?
No, I'm just, hoping I'm having fun. Hopefully I can pull a few more tricks out my sleeve, but I'm just here to have fun.
Anything really special?
Hopefully we get the win. That's it.
All right. Thanks a lot, Gerald. Back to you, Rick.
Just hoping he gets the win. We like that. The West on top, 56-54 at halftime. This is the 2012 NBA Development League All-Star Game presented by 26 Seconds. We're coming back with the dunk contest next.
NBA League Pass free preview. Follow your favorite players and your favorite team on your choice of screens. Watch on TV, online, or on your mobile device. One price gets you the most NBA games, plus free mobile access, anytime, anywhere. This is NBA League Pass. Check out a free preview February 28th through March 4th. To order, call your cable, telco, or satellite provider, or log on to nba.com/League Pass.
Coming right back with the second half of the 2012 NBA Development League All-Star Game.
Hey! Hey! Brad! That's how we drew it up, isn't it?
Blake Ahern mic'd up in the first half. He'll continue to wear that mic in the second half. His only field goal in the first 20 minutes was the 3 at the very end of the first half that gave the West the lead, 56-54. Ahern does have 6 assists. And Andre Emmett leads the West squad with 11 points, on top by 2 here at halftime of the D-League All-Star game. What did you like about what Emmett did in that first half?
Well, if you didn't watch him play in college under Coach Knight, he can flat out score the basketball. Become a better outside shooter in college, like to drive the ball to the basket, get to the free throw line, Brent. But here today, he's showing a little bit of everything.
Well, you like his size, and you wonder about his confidence after just coming back from getting that Gatorade call up with the Nets. Now back here at the D-League All-Star game. But obviously, Nets have an eye on him. And whenever a big team calls you up and you get a chance at the league, everybody else takes notice of that. Right. So Emmett with a great chance here to show some of his wares in Orlando.
And for the D-League Eastern Conference All-Stars, Marcus Blakely had the best half for them. He had 14 points on 6 of 7 shooting. Very efficient.
Well, you can go 6 of 7 as long as you stay in the lane and stay around the rim. And playing with Curry, get some good opportunities, not selling for his jump shot and racking the rim.
And we did see him step back for that one corner 3, got his feet set and knocked it down. So some confidence after a couple baskets around the rim, and then a 3 ball in the corner.
Gerald Green had a nice first half as well with 8. And that right there is Darnell Lazar. 2 points in the first half for him. And the crowd getting excited for the second half. Making all kinds of noise here at Jam Sessions Center Court.
Trying to get those tickets for tonight and tomorrow.
Bones, who do you like in the Sprite Slam Dunk tonight?
You know, I think that Paul George is going to win tonight. I just like the way that, he sets himself up for his dunks. He's long. Obviously, every guy that's in the dunk competition is very athletic, but I think Paul George is going to do some things tonight that we may be talking about come Sunday.
No, I think you're right. I was originally going with Chase, Mr. Volleyball Hops. But then Jeremy Evans got in and talking to Matt Harper, and he said he got some stuff going to show his long arms with his hops as well.
You asked me that, Rick, and I've heard nobody talk about Derek Williams.
I know.
Not one person has talked about what it is that Derek might bring to the table. If I was him, I'm involving Ricky Rubio in some way. At least the girls will vote for you.
Derek Williams looking to put on a show, perhaps to get more minutes from Rick Adelman in the second half. Justin Dentman off of one leg. Rebounded by his teammate with the Austin Toros and put in by Leo Lyons. He has 6 in the game.
Nice rebound, nice finish.
And Bones, I've asked that question of many people. You are the first to say Paul George, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've heard a lot of Bud. I've heard a lot of Jeremy Evans. You're the first to say Paul George. We'll see how it plays out tonight on TNT in the Sprite Slam Dunk. Former Sprite Slam Dunk champ Gerald Green on cue, and he's in the double figures.
In the double figures. To Daryl Morey's point earlier, now it's time for him to get his fundamentals that match up with his play.
Moses Ihambe, Bones, with a sweet fadeaway.
We saw him in the first half kind of shy away from a baseline jumper and not hesitating here in the second half to get on the board.
Ihambe brings the East within 5. Lewis kind of deked out himself right there. Dyson for 3. Rebounded by Lyons. Gets it back and throws it down. I mean, I realize it's an all-star game, but that's still too easy.
That's way too easy. That's some resistance.
Edwin Ubiles. Not even close. Here is Gerald Green. Boy, he had that look, and he used English going off glass for that layup.
Nice move going left, cuffed the ball to make sure that it was strong going through some of the defensive hands, and then a very nice finish with the right.
The East has not come out of the locker room with locked-in precision. And another turnover. And here is Jerome Dyson. Oh, a no-look to Gerald Green, and he missed the windmill slam.
My goodness.
Ihambe, pull up 3. Yes.
Again, Ihambe not hesitating now. Great release and step into a 3 in transition. East needing that basket to keep this game within 6.
Ihambe now has 15 points in this game. He is the leading scorer. Lyons for 3.
Wait a minute, big fella. You're down low, getting rebounds. You can step out and hit the money ball.
West on top, 68-59. Glad to have you with us for the 2012 NBA Development League All-Star Game on NBA TV. Rick Campbell, Brent Barry, Dennis Scott, and Jared Greenberg. And that is Darnell Lazar of the Fort Wayne Mad Ants.
Mad Ants, my guys.
Justin Dentman off. Gerald Green says, why not? Lazar tracks it down for the East. Ihambe looks to stay hot, and he does, Bones.
I'll tell you what, every one of those releases has looked spot on, ball not touching rim for Ihambe as he starts to heat up in the second.
He won the Development League Championship last year with the Iowa Energy. Jerry Smith picked up by Gerald Green. Ubiles with Dentman all over him. Ubiles going to spin and lose the handle, gets it back. And it comes off to Dyson. No foul called there on Ihambe. Green, yes.
All right, 3D, we just looked at each other because we cannot comment on that. Gerald Green's head is at the rim on that lob. My goodness.
Can I say it now? I've been waiting. That is Nerf hoop.
He just crammed it down with two hands.
Man.
Ubiles reverses at home. That's goaltending.
I mean, you have to be at home when you take the clothes hanger, you put it on the back of the door, and you just go up there and dunk it. This is what this is. Look at this right here, folks, at home. That's Nerf hoop. Unless you can jump like Gerald Green.
Gerald Green, guys, by the way, 26 years old. Doesn't it feel like he's 36?
Yes.
We've been talking about him forever. He's 26 years old. Came straight out of high school to the NBA.
And I'll tell you what, Rick, as long as we keep talking about him, it means there's a chance for him to get to the big league.
Great point.
Good call. That is a tough hoop right there by Marcus Lewis of the Tulsa 66ers. West on top by 6. Jerry Smith.
Money ball. Very easy. Defense went under the screen. Stop and pop.
I just hope Jeff Foote, at least maybe one of these guys, takes him out to dinner tonight because nobody's using any of the screens that he's trying to set for these point guards. He keeps running up and down. He's a center. He's going from free throw line to free throw line and not seeing the ball. So maybe one of these guards will give him some of their per diem. And he can go out and at least have an appetizer on one of them.
Justin Dentman with 8 in the game. West back on top by 6.
They heard you, Bones. They hold you. There you go. Give the big fella a look.
And Jeff, don't pass the ball.
There you go, big
nice
fella.
move.
Go to work. That was a nice move. Under control, nice soft touch.
You know what I liked about it, Dennis? He didn't try to do too much. As you say, he stayed in his lane.
Stayed in his lane. Simple move.
Foote now guarding Lewis. Lewis is going to drive on him. Gives him the ball fake and misses. But his 66er teammate, Jerome Dyson, collects it, keeps the possession for the West. They're on top by 4. Here's Gerald Green. Shot clock not an issue. Lions. Caught by Lewis. No defense, and he scores. Marcus Lewis now into doubles with 10 points. Jerry Smith to Lazar. Got away with steps and scored. Dentman, what a hesitation move on Jerry Smith, and he scores.
Yeah, caught Jerry sleeping on that one, Bone.
Yep, a little skip to Malou on him right there at the three-point line. Got around him to the left as we see Lazar sneak behind the defense.
And a beautiful pass by Edwin Ubiles. A bullet pass down low for the bucket. East within 4. Very competitive D-League All-Star game. Green with a little push-off, but they got the foul on Ubiles. And we have a timeout on the floor. Gerald Green will be at the free throw line when we come back. Moses Ihambe with 18. He's 4 of 6 from downtown. The West leads the East 78-74.
Call now. Four-point lead for the West as we welcome you back to Jam Session and to the D-League All-Star Game. Hi, everybody. I'm Jared Greenberg. We'll get you back to the action in a moment. A very special guest, New York Knicks assistant to the general manager, Alan Houston. Alan, thanks for joining us. And you're doing some scouting today?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is, the D-League has had a really good year, because of the lockout, and we've had a lot of guys that have been called up and gotten opportunities, and we've been the beneficiary of one of them.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Well, you might be the only one that does it.
What has the D-League done for your team
to not only be able to find players, but in Jeremy Lin's case, put him in a system and you find out how he'll react and how he'll perform.
Well, he's just the perfect example of not just the story, but, you know, part of the advantage that you try to have is when players come, whether your players or you see other players come that aren't yours, they can adapt to your system. So you can put your philosophy, your style. So when Jeremy came down, it was a smoother transition because we were running the same sets. And so when he came back, he was already doing those things.
All right, now to the most important question of the day. Number one, how are you feeling in terms of getting ready for tonight's Higher Shooting Stars competition?
I feel as good as I'm going to feel. I don't know if I can feel any better than I feel now. You know, I try to have fun. My son, we go out and shoot around, but it's different than you know, shooting half-court shots.
Well, I work with two guys who are going to be going up against you, Steve Smith and Dennis Scott, who's just a few feet away from us. They've been training pretty hard to get ready for you, and I don't know that they appreciated the tweet that you sent out last week saying that you're out on the court all the time and they're locked in a studio.
Well, you know, I was on the court at Madison Square Garden. I got caught up. You know, I got the bright lights and all the electricity just got to me, and so I'm just looking forward. I'm looking forward. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I hope you don't mind. I'm picking 3D.
You have to. It's your teammate.
Alan, we thank you so much. Good luck.
Thanks, man. Appreciate
That's Alan Houston, the assistant GM for the New York Knicks, fellas.
Jared and Alan, thank you very much. Dennis, it's your opportunity here for a little equal time.
Well, I just want to tell Jared, checks in the mail.
Anything you'd like to say to Alan, who you're going to be competing against tonight?
I'm coming to get you.
I love it. The legends in the Higher Shooting Stars tonight are going to be Kenny the Jet Smith, 3D, Steve Smith, and the aforementioned and aforeheard Alan Houston. Going to be a very, very good time. Part of All-Star Saturday night.
Ooh, nice.
Coming up tonight on TNT.
Almost two nice passes, no finish.
Andre Emmett scoring.
Finish. Under control, good patience.
Andre Emmett with 13 points on 6 of 9 and throwing it down. Marcus Blakely. Bones, we've seen that before.
Yeah, Blakely finding a way to get behind the defense all afternoon long. Field goal percentage off the charts for him.
Zach Andrews showing the range.
Yeah, nice shot. Look at him. Jawing a little bit, coming down court, having some fun.
West on top, 84-80. Just under 12 minutes to go in the second half. The 2012 NBA Development League All-Star Game. Curry hands off to Ihambe. Heat check. Off the heel. Rebound taken by Garcia. Ihambe clearly feeling it. 21 to lead everybody. 8 of 13 from the floor, and Charles Garcia missed everything.
Somebody left the window open, a little air in.
Bones, that wasn't just an air ball. That was like a mega air ball.
Well, he could say he was passing it to somebody.
Okay.
We would believe him.
Exactly.
Well, what would you rather have, a turnover or a missed shot right there?
Ooh, probably turnover.
If that was your shot, I'd take the turnover.
Right. Totally agree.
Tyron Johnson puts the West up 87-81. James on Curry, step back three, way off. Rebound to Andre Emmett. Facing up Blakely. Rebound kept alive by Elijah Millsap, but he's out of bounds. Ball will go back to the East. They trail by 6. Just over 11 minutes to go here. The West Side has 6 players in double figures. The East has 2. This is Jerry Smith. Off to his armored teammate, James Curry, working against Elijah Millsap. The rebound taken by Johnson. The East is off with a lot of jumpers here in the second half.
Yeah, maybe a little buddy ball, armor to armor there. Trying to hook your teammate up, as we see the Bighorns doing the same thing with Emmett and Blake.
Oh, what a fake by Ahern, and he gets the and one opportunity.
Oh, a little trickery. Fake around the back and finish it, Brent.
Good finish with the left. Blake gets the friendly roll, and I'm going to bet you guys that he makes this free throw. How do you like that? Any takers?
I was looking in the notes. He had a streak earlier this year, 110 straight made free throws.
That's right, and the NCAA's all-time leader in free throw percentage. Oh, there it was.
Did he even touch the net on that free throw attempt?
I just want to see him challenge himself and maybe shoot a couple eyes closed in this.
There you go.
3D.
That'd be fun.
Blake Ahern, 6 points and 7 assists. And the West is on top by 9. And let's get it over to Jared Greenberg. He's got a story about Blake Ahern.
Well, yesterday, Blake and I were chatting, and we talked about the phenomenon that is Jeremy Lin, and Blake said, you know, he blames it all on the fact that Jeremy Lin has a big-time nickname, obviously, in Linsanity. Blake said maybe if he gets a nickname catchy like that, that is the difference between him being in the D-League and the NBA. So what him and his buddy did was they went online, and they took this survey that can tell you what nickname you have. He couldn't come up with a nickname. He didn't like it. I think his nickname should be automatic.
Jared, apparently great minds, or at least okay minds, think alike. I was thinking the same thing. It's got alliteration. There it is. Automatic Ahern. Blake, if you like it, you can run with it.
A big day on NBA TV and TNT just getting started. Coming up later tonight, it is a great All-Star Saturday night on TNT. Coverage tips off at 8 o'clock. Welcome you back to Jam Session into the D-League All-Star Game. We'll get you back to the action in just a moment. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jared Greenberg. Now, throughout the course of this weekend, our esteemed analysts have picked who they think is going to win the All-Star Games, whether it be the D-League or the big one coming up on Sunday night. They've also picked the individual winners for tonight's action over at the Amway Center. And as we take a look at what 3D Dennis Scott has picked, 3 different opportunities he's had a chance to pick the slam dunk winner. On Game Time, he went with Jeremy Evans. On the jump, he went with Chase Budinger. And then just moments ago, he once again went with Jeremy Evans. So 3D, the flip-flopper. Who you got?
I'm going with Paul George.
And you're not even wearing flip-flops either.
Nope.
You got some expensive leather shoes on there, don't you, DZ?
Yes, I do.
I love it. Millsap at the line, putting the West on top by 7. Elijah Millsap with 4 points. Quiet game for him. Dennis, I didn't know you were a flip-flopper.
That's the dunk contest. I got to check with my consultant. That's why I keep flip-flopping, going back from one player to another.
So your predictions just have an asterisk by them, subject to change, right?
Subject to change.
All right, that's cool.
What I like was 3D. We were discussing it yesterday, and he made his pick. He said, Jared, I like Chase. Paul George has a chance to win, but my dark horse is Jeremy Evans. I go 3D. You just picked 3 out of the 4 guys. You have a 75% chance of being right. It's amazing.
Well, Dennis is just setting them all up for 3D TV down the line.
You know what I'm saying.
You got to butter them up a little bit, right, Dennis?
Exactly. So whoever wins, they'll come interview with me.
There's Jerome Dyson of the 66ers. He ball fakes and it's denied. Up top by Charles Garcia.
Charles, I'm not going for that fake. I've seen it before.
Curry to Lawrence Hill. Bones, he went reverse with
really
fury.
Power dribble to get himself to the other side of the rim. Explodes up, gets the dunk, and Gerald Green on the back end. Tries to answer with a 3.
Gerald Green with 17. Ahambe with 21. They're the leading scorers and probably your leading candidates for D-League All-Star Game MVP. Jerry Smith with the miss. Rebound comes to Dyson. Gets it up ahead to Justin Dentman. Popped out on him. Rebound squirts out to Lewis. Into Dyson. Oh, he tried to throw it down, and Garcia was there again to block the shot.
He said, get that shot out of here.
Curry puts it in, and the East is within 4. Have you noticed that the pace and the competitiveness has picked up here?
Yes, it has. We're coming down the stretch here.
As Lyons throws in a 3, West on top by 7.
Leo Lyons at that size looks comfortable behind the 3-point line. Yeah. Really nice form.
That looked like a pass that Garcia needs to catch. Am I right about that, or was that too far out by Curry?
We'll be ready for it. Now, sometimes, the All-Star game, not on the same page, the same team, but that's a catchable ball if we're ready for it.
Big turnover for the East. West gets it back. They're already up 7. Lewis faking and moving in on Hill. Hill tapped it out to his teammate on this Eastern squad, and it's up ahead to Blakely.
Well, Blakely at this point, now 8 for 10 in the game, and I think that 6 of them have been dunks, 3D.
I think you're right on point, partner.
Blakely with 18. Dentman. Oh, it came out on him. And he said, "Can you believe it?" And Lawrence Hill with a bad pass. Snatched by Jerome Dyson. Dyson, 2-3!
My goodness, Gerald Green.
That elevator just keeps going up. And there's some
Wait a minute,
defensive
still
fouls
going up.
for Gerald Green.
Gerald Green now with 19, none of them better than that.
I like the fact that Dyson got rejected by Garcia a couple times. Said, you know what, I'll give it to somebody who could take care of business.
Lawrence Hill is making plays out here, ladies and gentlemen. Hill of the Maine Red Claws. He's got the East back within 5. We got a ball game, folks. Under 7.5 to go here in regulation of the 2012 D-League All-Star Game. Presented by 26 Seconds. Dyson to Lewis. Reverses it home. Jerome Dyson is playing a good floor game out here, isn't he?
He really is. You give Lewis a lot of credit for using the rim that time so the shot block couldn't get to him.
7 assists for Dyson, 7 assists for Ahern. And that is a 3-ball by James on Curry and a big one.
As soon as James Hunt recognized the space, got behind the three-point line, we say Denton go in and out. Nice change of pace by Justin Denton.
That was very nice.
I want a low-angle replay of that move put on by Denton. That was nice. And Jerry Smith comes back with a 3. Exchanging blows here in the D-League All-Star Game.
We call that get back.
Oh, no! He did it again.
Yes, he did. He jumps to the moon and lands amongst the stars.
There's a lot of fans who are just shaking their heads.
Oh, man.
Gerald Green worth the price of admission. Curry to his armor teammate Jerry Smith, and he turns it over.
But you said it earlier, Rick and Brent, we talked about Gerald Green. He's only 26 years old. The athletic part speaks for itself. It's all about getting the rest of the game to catch up with it. Maybe gets another opportunity with the big boys.
Gerald Green and Ahambe leading scorers with 21 apiece. Here's Denton scooping and scoring. Get him to the line.
Great finish by Justin there as he took the contact, limping a little bit, but a great finish. And just to your point, 3D, about Gerald Green, you know, sometimes players go through the same thing for a couple summers, 2 or 3 summers. Coaches are talking to them about what they have to improve. Sometimes you have to go into a summer willing to work with somebody else. You might have to change up the voice that's talking to you. Try to find somebody that maybe could get into areas of your game and your mentality that might change the way you play. And that's something that Gerald Green might have to approach at some point this summer.
James on Curry into Garcia plus the foul. Here comes the East.
You know, if you put the same type of fuel into your car, you're going to get the same type of performance. But if you never change anything in terms of how you approach the game or where you want to improve, and trust me, the summer is where players improve the most. It's during the off season. So your approach has got to change if you want to have some results be different for you throughout the course of your career.
Garcia completes the 3-point play. East within 5. Gerald Green, look at the fakes that he is putting on Garcia, and he draws the foul on the big fella from the Sioux Falls Skyforce. Look at the scowl on the face of Gerald Green. Drafted 18th overall by the Boston Celtics back in 2005. Played there for 3 years. Also had a run with Houston. Also had a run with Dallas. And now trying to get back to the NBA via the NBA Development League. Lions for 3. Rebound comes to Lewis. Lewis is doing work out here. To Lyons, and he feeds it beautifully to Lewis. Big to big for the alley-oop.
Yeah, the big fellas showing they have passing skills.
That was beautiful. 108-101. Approaching 5.5 to go. Curry to Garcia. Fading. Bones, he did not airball that one.
No, he didn't. Nice shot. He escaped dribble, created some space away from Justin Denton. Knocked down the jumper.
Denton had somewhere to go in a hurry, and he's going back to the free throw line.
And went right back to that high step move, 3D, where he's got that left foot down on the hardwood, the right foot comes up, and it just causes you as a defender to hesitate.
That's right.
And if you hesitate for half a second, guys like that who are at that speed, they'll be by you.
And the fact that he can shoot the basketball makes you even hesitate some more because you think he's going to stop and pop that 3.
Denton. He's had a couple of those pop out on him, both from the field and the line. He's got 15 points, 3 assists, 6 of 12 from the floor. Prospects in the D-League. There's no question about that.
I like what I see so far, even though you have to make the free throws, young fella. You're the point guard. The ball's in your hand late in the game.
Leo Lyons missed the flush, but he's fouled. Leo Lyons of the Austin Toros in his 2nd year in the NBA Development League. 24 years old, 6'9", 240. That's Denton.
I like it. You know, Justin taking a little time over there, like, hey, man, get back to your routine, follow through. Upset that he didn't extend the lead for the West, but his teammate Lyons does with a couple freebies.
Lyons now with 15 points. He also has 6 rebounds and a couple of assists and 2 threes. Nice overall line. Dennis, he's giving us some goodies.
It really is, because early in the game, if you watch, you probably thought he was just an inside player. Where in the second half, he's showing to knock down the 3, get some rebounds, and make some winning passes.
Jameson Curry goes around Dyson. That was beautiful.
Really nice move right there.
Nice in and out dribble.
Curry brings the East back within 4. 5:07 to go in regulation. The East picks up a little more defense on this possession. Denton cut off. Gerald Green. Oh my goodness.
Almost by mistake ends up shooting that 3 and knocks it down. And I'm wondering if Brad Jones, coach of the Austin Toros throughout the regular season in the D-League, doesn't keep his 2 Austin Toros players in Lyons and Denton out there to try and help finish off and get a win.
Jerry Smith with a big 3 for the East, bringing them back within 4. Lyons to Lewis, picked off by Hill. Curry up ahead to Jerry Smith, and here we go with Marcus Blakely.
A 7th dunk.
7th dunk for the night.
Marcus Blakely with 20. And the Eastern Conference All-Stars in the Development League are within 2. We're coming right back with more. I know you're not going anywhere as Marcus Blakely takes us to timeout.
Maine is known for...
Go after those loose balls, maybe let's start scrapping a little bit. All right, let's cut it in this lead a little bit, okay? Go. East side, 1, 2, 3, east side.
30-year-old Kevin Young, head coach of the Iowa Energy and the D-League East All-Stars. He made his head coaching debut at 23 years old for the Shamrock Rovers Hoops of the Ireland Super League.
Wow. Now you gotta love hoops to be traveling that far.
Yes, you do.
To start your coaching career.
I didn't know there was an Ireland Super League before I did the research on
You
this.
learn something new every day about that.
Kevin Young's Eastern All-Stars within 2. The West with the rock. Gerald Green is out of this game. Sits with 24 points in 22 minutes. Ahern to Elijah Millsap. Step back Jay, and Foot's face is off. Rebound to Ahambe. Back comes Curry. Nice feed. Oh, and Foot had it go off its hands and out of bounds.
Yeah, took his eye off the ball on that one. Had a chance for an easy finish.
He had a chance to tie this game. And we're inside 4 minutes to go. Blake Ahern to the cup. And he got it! The foul on Jameson Curry. What a basket by Blake Ahern.
Well, great attack by Blake. Nobody in the corner there, nobody to help on the weak side. Blake gets around his defender, and you can see no bigs anywhere near the box. He goes high off the window, and you guys want to make a bet he makes this free throw?
Yeah, I'll bet with you.
Yeah, if I'm on the side of him making it, yes.
All right.
Ahern cans it. Hey, what's it going to take to get this guy back to the NBA? Could he play for you guys if you were a GM in the NBA?
Hands down, just got to continue to work, continue to do your work, and I think somebody will give another opportunity.
Wow, Curry tried to get it to Foot again. They are trying to force feed Jeff Foot.
Well, and Brent knows, and people at home, it's tough to find a backup that's going to do the right thing every day in practice, make winning passes, and we know for sure if he has the ball late in his hands, he's going to make his free throws to win the game.
One of the other things, though, about a player like Blake, as he picks up the steal here and leads the break, is the fact that sometimes a complementary guard to the way you play allows you to stay in the league. So for Blake to play next to a 2-guard who can handle and defend, as we see Millsap hang in the air and finish, a complementary 2-guard to his skill set will keep him on the roster as well. There's sometimes that kind of relationship that allows you to stay there.
Where would the East squad be without jumpers from armor guards Jerry Smith and that man Jameson Curry? Hits the long 2 to make it a 5-point game. Turnovers are killing the East. They've got 16 of them, and they're just 2 of 8 from the foul line. Zach Andrews, wow. He matched the air ball put up by Charles Garcia moments ago. And Jeff Foot, almost another mistake. Knocked out of bounds by Andrews. The East will have it with 21 on the shot clock.
I like this. 3 minutes to go, a 5-point game. Still undecided for both ball clubs here in Orlando. A chance to get a win. No better feeling than getting a win if you're going to celebrate the rest of the weekend.
Ehambe short with that one. Hasn't taken a shot in a while.
Yeah, cooled off a little bit.
Here's Johnson. Out to Ahern. Unbelievable. That kid can stroke it.
Flat out stroke it. Great form and shoots the same way every time.
And that's the kind of thing I'm talking about, 3D. For Blake to be on the court, he'll need somebody to set him up. So complimentary guard, obviously a position where he could back up in the league. Certainly some other teams feel the same way.
Another turnover by the East. That one from Ubiles, and Ahern went rondo on that one, and it's cleaned up by his teammate with the Bighorns, Andre Emmett.
And a good run here by the West, extend the lead to 10. East needs a good possession if they want to have a chance here, 3D.
Yes, sir. Need a good shot.
Curry cut up by Ahern, and Foote is fouled, trying to get position against Zach Andrews. Jeff Foote is huge. 7 foot, 265. Biggest guy in this game. And Gerald Green coming back for the West. That's bad news for the East.
Yes, it is.
I think that Coach Brad Jones wants to make sure that before this last 2 minutes expire, Gerald Green has another chance to be on the rim.
And
you almost got it right there with
that was almost on cue. It was almost right on cue.
9 on the shot clock for the East. I don't know if this is a must-make possession, but nevertheless, critical take here for the East. James on Curry in Blake Ahern's face, and he cans it.
You called it right on time, big time three. Now you need a couple stops.
Blake Ahern back. He went high off the glass with the left hand.
Really nice move by Blake there. Hard to move to your left and shoot with the left, but soft enough off the window for it to fall in. As Curry works on Ahern on this end.
And James on Curry flies into the stanchion head first. Did not hit it. Almost did. But he'll get to the line. Guys, if the West wins, who are you giving the MVP to? Gerald Green or Blake Ahern?
Ooh.
It's a good question, I guess.
It really is, because
Curry missed it.
Blake has been, solid off the bench, and Gerald has been giving us the goodies all game long, of course.
Blake Ahern, 14 points, 8 assists. Gerald Green, 24 points in 22 minutes. Bones, how do you handicap it?
I'm leaning toward being Green right now.
Well, I got a minute and 40 to decide.
Okay, I like that.
I'm going to take every bit of it.
I like it. Here's Blake Ahern. Picked up by Lazar and fouled by Lazar.
There's no doubt that Gerald Green has been the most spectacular player on the floor, the most dynamic athlete that we've had out here, and we'll see in this minute 35 if he can seal up that award.
It would be, for Blake Ahern, the second D-League All-Star Game MVP award. He won it back in 2009. Ahern had it picked off. That is a wonderful steal by James on Curry, and back comes the East down 8. 1:20 to go in regulation. Curry in Ahern's face, and he hit another one.
Another one, big time steal. Curry keep giving his team a chance here going down the stretch.
I cut that 10-point lead right in half here, 3D. So West now needing a possession where they score.
Gerald Green
sealed it.
That might have been the exclamation mark on an MVP performance for Gerald Green. He's got the West up 8 with just over a minute to go. Lazar, he's got free throws.
Well, a guy in purple and gold wearing 24, making a big shot. That's amazing.
Yes,
never seen that before.
Never seen it before.
Can't wait to watch Kobe on Sunday night on TNT. Guys, Kobe has won 3 of the last 5 All-Star MVPs.
Wow.
Crazy, right? He's got a chance if he wins his 5th. Nobody's ever done that in the history of the NBA.
Crazy like a fox, that Kobe Bryant. So we'll see if he can steal some thunder away from Oklahoma City's Kevin Durant. Come tomorrow, but should be a great game.
Gerald Green, 27 points in 23 minutes. Lazar can't bring the East within 6, but he gets the rebound and dunks it. And we got a 5-point game. We're inside of a minute. The East would love the West to shoot early and miss, and they get the early shot and they get the miss, but they can't get the rebound. It's snatched by Lewis. Green to Ahern. Yes!
Very nice. A little response by Ahern. Said, don't count me out yet, 3D.
That's right.
17 and 8 for Blake Ahern. James on Curry from way downtown.
It is raining money balls right now.
Back to a 5-point game. They don't want to foul Ahern. Ahern's driving. He's scooping and scoring. 19 and 8 for Blake Ahern, and the West on top by 7.
Great teardrop by Blake as he got into the middle. And Jame's still hot from 3-point.
Yes, indeed. It's going to get interesting right here.
This game is not over, ladies and gentlemen. East within 4. 20 seconds to go.
Not a guy to foul.
Not the guy.
Really not a guy that you want to be putting at the line.
Blake Ahern is 2 for 2 from the free throw line, and according to Brent Barry, about to go 4 for 4, right?
I want to see him shoot one of these eyes closed. I wish I could get into Blake's ear and make a little side bet with him. And this is a great chance for kids out there that are watching. Watch the routine. Watch what it is that Blake Ahern does when he touches the ball. It is going to be the same each time. See the focus and the spin, and we'll see if he has that same routine for the second free throw. All net on the first one.
Blake Ahern has the West on top by 5. Blake Ahern now with 20 points. He's got 3 threes, 7 of 10 from the floor, 20 points, 8 assists in 18 minutes. He's been getting it done the whole game.
Same routine, couple of dribbles, a spin, and the ball does exactly what it is that Blake Ahern has practiced thousands and thousands of times. 3D.
It's amazing.
Through the rim.
But you have to shoot the same shot every time. I can never overemphasize that.
The West on top, 134 to 128. Head coach Brad Jones of the Austin Toros. I spoke with him before the game, and I said, Coach, are you mad at me for calling this the Underdog Bowl? And he thought about it for a second. He said, no, I think you're right on the money with that, because Dennis and Brent, every player out here in some way is an underdog. They're not in the NBA,
right,
but they want to be in the NBA. So here we have the Underdog Bowl, and we're loving it.
I'm loving every bit of it, and also to add to, I like to call it the Dreamers Bowl, because every last one of those guys are going to bed at night dreaming, hoping they're getting their name called. And of course, I have to get one in. What Jeremy Lin's doing right now, everyone would love that opportunity.
Well, and that kind of story keeps the hope alive for all of these guys, 3D.
One D-League game this year for Jeremy Lin, and my man had a triple-double. Moses Ahambe. Pretty good looking take, couldn't get the shot. And Lazar took it away from his teammate Jeff Foote and slammed it down. 4-point game with 8 seconds left and a turnover. Foote. He gets it to James on Curry. He's going to flush it down. We got a 2-point game with 4.4 to go. And a risky pass by Lyons. It's picked off by Foote, and the timeout is called by the East. They got a shot here with 2.9 to go.
Excellent hustle by the big fella Foote. Most big guys would give up or run to the lane. This excellent hustle to get both of those steals.
What is Leo Lyons doing, Bones?
Well, you usually sleep at night. You don't want to be sleeping during the game. I mean, 2 long outlet passes, both of them stolen. Not only stolen, but stolen by Jeff Foote.
Yes.
That's a big target. You know, you should see that guy down the floor. And now we have a chance for the East to set something up and potentially tie or win the game.
Go for the win. Go for the win.
It's our ball. You said it was their ball. Is it our ball?
Seems to be some confusion here. Kevin Young, head coach of the East Side.
Hey, come here.
Uh-oh. If the East was out of timeouts and they just called it, that'd be a technical foul for the West.
Right.
That's the
and a free throw, and it's
call,
Ahern.
Rick.
Oh, my goodness.
We're so used to watching NBA games where you get 60 timeouts, I think, in the last 2 minutes.
Well, but here's the thing. If Foote does not call timeout off of that steal, the game is over, because Foote at the opposite free throw line, he might have gotten it to the timeline by the time he could shoot, and very, very little chance of him making that shot.
Right.
Well, Ahern hits it. It's a 3-point game.
If only he could have, gotten himself in a position to heave one. But yeah, you're right, Rick. Would have been tough for them to have a shot.
So now the West, and it's Lyons again on the inbound. I'm guessing he's not just going to aimlessly throw it up this time.
And Ahern has the whole backside of the court open to him if Lyons has a chance to throw it over the top. that'd be the free throw shooter you want. But Gerald Green
Lyons going up top to Gerald Green, and he turned it over. And look at Brad Jones. He puts his hands on his forehead and says, I can't believe you just did that. Leo Lyons has had 2 catastrophic mistakes here late in this game.
Well, Brad Jones, his coach during the regular season, so obviously in the second half of their season, he will not be taking the ball out of bounds at any point, 3D.
No, he was not all night trying to redeem himself with a steal. Good hands.
Still 1.9 to go, and they will advance the ball ever so slightly towards the timeline. It's Garcia playing it in for the East.
No timeout for the East.
He gets it to Ahambe for the win. Oh, it just hit the rim and skimmed off.
That should have sent that in overtime.
Oh, that would have been for the tie. It was a 3-point lead for the West, and the West wins it 135-132. Moses Ahambe gave that a run. And the West wins the 2012 NBA Development League All-Star Game presented by 26 Seconds, and Brad Jones can breathe a little bit easier.
A little bit easier. What a ball game. These guys played very hard, and we go down to 1 shot to almost go to overtime.
Fantastic ball game. Glad y'all watched it on NBA TV. Gerald Green, the leading scorer with 28 points in 24 minutes. Blake Ahern, 21 and 8. We're coming right back with the MVP presentation on NBA TV.
Two.
The dust has settled on the NBA Development League All-Star Game, and now that we have your attention, we want to remind you that NBA League Pass is now only $89. There's a free preview from February 28th through March 4th. Now it's time to get it over to our PA announcer, Eric Jensen.
Fans, please direct your attention to center court for the NBA D-League All-Star Game MVP Trophy presentation presented by 26 Seconds. Here to host the ceremony, please welcome NBA TV's Jared Greenberg.
Well, thank you very much. And joining me here at midcourt is Justin Retkamp from State Farm, as well as the president of the NBA D-League. And what a wild ending to this one, huh? Gave us a little, well, a great cardiac moment there at the end. Dan Reed, let's tell everybody who's going to be the most valuable player.
Thank you very much, and thanks to all the fans here in Orlando and the fans watching on NBA TV for watching the 6th annual NBA Development League All-Star Game presented by 26 Seconds. All of these guys are all-stars. They're amongst the best players in the world outside of the NBA, and if past trends hold, half of them will be in the NBA within a year. Over 96 of our alumni are in the NBA right now, but there was one player that really stood out, the man to my left, the MVP of the NBA D-League All-Star Game with 28 points, Gerald Green from the Los Angeles Defenders. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Gerald. Take your trophy. Before that, there was a guy with white gloves carrying around for a few hours. He was protecting the trophy. Gerald, it seems like you tend to shine during All-Star Weekend. What is it about these few days that you really just take the spotlight?
It's all about just having fun. You know, if you're not enjoying yourself, it's not, you're not gonna really, prepare well or do too good in any event you do. Anytime you get an invitation to come to an All-Star Weekend event like this one or anyone in the future or in the past, it's always honored. So I just want to come out here and just show some fun, show some happy spirit. There's a good group of guys behind me, and I know one day in the future I'll probably see a lot of them in the NBA. So.
This game played out like many All-Star games where in the first few moments everybody's trying to feel each other out, and then it seemed like in the second half you guys just gelled and you particularly just took off.
It's my teammates. They did a good job of finding me in transition. They told me, hey, just run the floor, we're going to throw lobs, and I can catch lobs. That's one thing I can do.
Where are you putting the trophy?
I don't know. Probably, I don't know. At home. I'll give it to my mother. She loves trophies.
All right, well, congratulations on winning the MVP award, and best of luck during the second half of the D-League season.
Thank you.
All right, that's the most valuable player of the D-League All-Star Game.
Jared and Gerald, thank you very much. Rick Hamlet, Dennis Scott, and Brent Berry. What a game.
It really was.
You guys have any final thoughts?
Just a lot of fun. I just keep saying, these guys have big dreams. They're playing hard. Stick with it. Stay ready, because you never know when your name's going to be called.
Yeah, enjoy it every time. It's just great to see these guys smiling and enjoying the weekend here in Orlando. And I'm sure tonight, just like us, they'll be excited to watch the big boys do their thing on All-Star Saturday night.
On TNT. We are done now for NBA TV, but we encourage you to keep it tuned. We continue our coverage of All-Star Weekend here in Orlando. Gerald Green, your MVP, lead with 28 points in 24 minutes. The West beats the East 135 to 132. 3 defenders in this game helping the West win. The LA Defenders streaking into the All-Star break with 9 straight wins. They have the best record in the D-League at 26-10. What a show it was for Brent Barry, Dennis Scott, and Jared Greenberg.